you get answers that are a little terrifying. If somebody gave you that answer in your business, they probably wouldn't be working in your business for very long.
I think the narrative that was built up is, hey, these people that own short-term rentals are bad. Vacancy tax, speculation tax, capital gains. It's always like penalizing the person that's sticking their neck out and trying to do something great. Instead, they could, turn the table a little bit and say, hey, these people are actually like stimulating the economy. These people are allowing pre-sales to get going. If we continue to support them, there could be more units. Now, I'm not naive to the fact that short-term rental ban and, a lot of the policy changes and volatility and lack of confidence that they've come out with has probably gotten to what they ended up wanting, right? Like a vacancy. They wanted rents to be suppressed. Like they have achieved that, but I guess at what cost? I feel that they could have achieved the same thing if they pushed the opposite narrative to support investors and support stimulating the economy. So it's just frustrating to see as a person sitting on the sidelines being like, why are these headlines looked at so positively now when the problem was created from the same party?
It's a really good point, right? Governments tend to create problems and then come up with ways to solve those problems. The economy fits together. If you've got slightly cheaper rent in an apartment, but you can't get a job because you were hoping to get a job in the tourism sector and the tourism sector isn't performing as it should, then, that's a trade-off. There are always trade-offs. There are no such thing as perfect economic outcomes. You're always wrestling with how those things fit together. Just last week, I brought a private member's motion to the legislature to require all MLAs to get mandatory economic literacy training when they're sworn in as MLAs. Is it a little bit of a poke in the eye? Sure it is. But it's also very intentional in that as legislators, we are making decisions that profoundly affect the economy, that profoundly affect how job creators act in the economy, that affect how individuals act in the economy. And honestly, there is a stunning level of economic illiteracy at play in some of the decisions that get made. Some of the, as the critic for what I'm the critic for, jobs and economic development, I go into budget estimates or I go into committee stage on a bill and you find yourself asking questions and you get answers that are a little terrifying, that if somebody gave you that answer in your business, they probably wouldn't be working in your business for very long. These are folks that are in charge of setting the parameters for every business in the economy. I do believe that if we can lift the level of economic literacy in the legislature, even if people are coming at things from different perspectives, let's make sure that people understand inflation. Let's make sure people understand supply and demand. Let's make sure people understand the effect of taxes. Let's make sure people understand the basics of how, things are affected by other things in the economy so that they can have a more informed conversation that isn't just based in good intentions, but is also ideally based in good economics.